Okay, so basically I see dozens and dozens of videos on YouTube about how to take care of your betta fish. And 99% of them are pretty much totally, completely wrong. So I'm going to tell you about the right way, the way that has worked for me, and the way that most people will recommend to you. First of all, no half-gallon tanks. That's too small. It's going to need daily water changes to keep ammonia down, and there's no room to swim. The ideal size tank would be 5 gallons, which is what this is, but 2.5 gallons is the general rule that most people can agree on. I do have a couple in 1-gallon tanks, but they get water changes every other day, and one actually likes the smaller tank better. It's the only time he actually colors up. This tank has gravel. A substrate is good. It's something to root plants in if you want plants. And I've got some various live plants in there. It helps keep ammonia down. It looks a lot nicer and the fish really enjoys it. He's also got a piece of driftwood and a heater. Bettas need a heater. They need to have a temperature of 78 to 82 degrees. They are tropical fish and they will not do very well without it. He also has a heater back there, or not a heater, a filter back there, I'm sorry. And I don't usually recommend a filter for anything under 5 gallons, as the filter doesn't really filter much. It pretty much is there to aerate the water and let good beneficial bacteria grow in the tank. The bacteria helps break down ammonia into nitrites, which are not as bad as ammonia, but it's still lethal. And then it breaks it down even further into nitrates, which are harmless. A tank like this, a fully cycled 5-gallon tank, needs anywhere from like 30 to 50% water change every week. And as far as food, I got his. He gets 2 pellets twice a day. These are HBH Betta Bites brand. Any kind of pellet is really good. It doesn't matter as long as the top ingredients are protein based. The top ingredients are fish meal and shrimp meal. Anything that has like soybean or corn as the first ingredients aren't good because bettas are carnivores and they need the protein. Also, as a treat, I like to feed bloodworms. The freeze-dried are alright. A lot of people really like the frozen, which are a lot more nutritious and you can feed those more often. They live anywhere from 3 to 5 years if they're taken care of correctly. Now, a lot of people who don't take care of them correctly, they live about 1 to 2 years, and when you buy them at a pet store, they're usually already about a year old. When you clean out the tank, you always, always, always want to add a dechlorinator. The best for the price is Prime. It is made by Seachem, and it is very concentrated. It's only 2 drops per gallon, will get rid of all the heavy metals and helps detoxify some of the ammonias in the water. Very much highly recommended. A lot of people will tell you that if you just let the water sit overnight, some of the stuff will evaporate. That is true, but not all of it, and the stuff that's in the water is poisonous for your fish, and your fish will die from it. Alright, there's many different kinds of betta fish. Usually in the stores you will find veil tails or crown tails. Those are the most popular. This guy right here, he is a half moon when he spreads his tail out. It looks like a capital letter D. Pet stores are alright. When you buy from a pet store, you want to make sure you're getting a healthy fish, especially if it's one of your first. You want them to be bright and active and not a lot of stuff in the cup, no discoloration in the water. And I recommend buying from a pet store that has a majority of their fish that looks good. We do have a pet store around that doesn't really take care of them, and I don't like buying them. I know it's sad to see all those fish like that, but if you buy one and save them, they're just going to get into more, and it's going to keep that bad going. It's best to complain about it instead of buying. This guy is actually from Thailand. I got him from aquabid.com. That's the best place to get fish. There are a couple wonderful breeders, and you will get the best quality fish from there, but it is expensive to ship, so it's not for everybody. Alright, that is the basics of betta care. Oh, also he has a snail In a 5-gallon tank, you really don't want any other tank mates except for a snail. And anything bigger, they can be with other fish. I have a 10-gallon that has a betta and a couple of platies in it, and they get along very well. The most recommended tank mate for a betta, other than like a snail that I've seen, are cory cats. They are bottom feeders and very peaceful fish, and they do well in groups of 5. So a lot of people like doing that if you want more than one fish in with your betta, but it also depends on your betta. If you have a very aggressive fish, then it is not recommended to get tank mates. Also, once you get more experienced, you can keep females with other females. It's best if they're related, and it's best to keep them in groups of 5 or more to spread out the aggression. Alright, so that's some basic betta care, and I hope this helped and cleared up some of the things that the other videos don't.